senior year. But for Luka Navarro, senior year wasn't just about innings. It was about legacy. Before the spotlight, before the arenas, before the hype surrounding his name across Australia and Europe, it was just a kid who loved the game. A kid who spent endless nights in empty gyms, chasing something bigger than himself. What would Luka do next? The answer came quickly. Luka Navarro will be returning to the National Basketball League. For his senior season, he will be playing with the West Sydney Razorbacks. From the moment Luka stepped back onto the court wearing the West Sydney Razorbacks jersey, you could feel the difference. Senior year had unlocked another level. The kid who once relied purely on athleticism had become a complete player. He was stronger now, more patient, more dangerous. When Luka brought the ball up the floor, defenders didn't just see a score, they saw a complete problem. Looking like he was standing well over 7 foot, explosive athleticism, and guard-like skills, Luka could attack basically from anywhere. Give him space, he'd bury a jumper. Crowd him, he'd blow right past you. Send help on defense, and he'd find an open teammate. If you dared challenge him at the rim, you were probably ending up on a highlight reel. Just like that, the Razorbacks knew they had a leader, a playmaker, a star entering the final chapter of his high school career. But what made Luka so dangerous wasn't just his talent, it was his mindset. He played with the urgency of someone who knew every game mattered. Every possession mattered, every moment mattered. Because senior year doesn't just give second chances. Every night Luka stepped on the floor, the expectations followed. Opposing teams circled the Razorbacks on their schedule. Scouts filled the stands. Fans came early just to watch the warm-ups. But Luka shied away from the spotlight. He embraced it. Game after game, he showed why he was becoming one of the most talked about prospects in the country. Transition dunks, step-back jumpers, pinpoint passes through impossible gaps. His highlight reels kept stacking wins, but senior seasons are never easy because every team wants to be that one to knock you off. The league was filled with talent, ready to challenge Luka's rise. One of those players, we know him well, Braden Exum, the younger brother of NBA guard Dante Exum. But Braden wasn't living in anyone's shadow. He was building his own story. Braden played with the calm confidence of someone who grew up around the highest level of the game. Smooth handle, elite shooting, and the rhythm to his game that made scoring look effortless. When Braden pulled up, the crowd already knew. Net again and again and again. But what made him special wasn't just his shot, it was his control. He dictated the pace, he broke down defense, and when the moment called for it, he delivered. Highlight after highlight, Braden showed why his name was quickly climbing the scouts' boards and why his teams feared facing the Eagles. But Braden wasn't the only rising star in the league. There was another name beginning to echo across arenas, Jordan Giddey, the younger brother of NBA playmaker Josh Giddey. Like his brother, Jordan possessed incredible court vision and a feel for the game, but he added something different to the mix. Athleticism, scoring, fearlessness, pull-up threes, explosive drives, and highlight dunks. Jordan was turning into a nightmare matchup for defenses, and when his team faced Luka's Razorbacks, the stage was set for a real battle. From the opening tip, you could tell this game was going to be a special one. Luka attacked early, a powerful drive, a thunderous dunk. The Razorbacks crowd erupted, but Jordan quickly answered. A quick step to the left, a soft leaning jumper, nothing but net. Next possession, Luka rises with a smooth turnaround bucket. Moments later, Jordan comes down, pulls up from deep, cash. The arena could feel it. Two rising stars trading blows, possession after possession, highlight after highlight. Luka's strength and scoring power against Jordan's creativity and pace. Neither played backing down. neither team willing to give an inch. But basketball games often come down to who delivers in the biggest moments. And on this night, the moment would end up belonging to Jordan. Late in the fourth quarter, Jordan took control. A drive through traffic, clutch three, another playmaking moment that shifted momentum. And when the final buzzer had sounded, the Wildcats had done it. They had taken down Luka and the Razorbacks. Jordan Giddey finished the night as player of the game. But even in defeat, one thing became clear. The league had officially entered a new era because Luka, Braden, and Jordan were turning every matchup into must-watch basketball. And the season was only just beginning because next, the Razorbacks and the Eagles will meet again. This time, with everything on the line. Luka, Braden Exum, two teams, two stars, one rivalry beginning to take shape. And the senior year was about to get even louder. For Luka, senior year had been about dominance. But great players remember the nights that didn't go their way. They remember the losses, the moments they wish they could take back. And tonight, Luka had the chance to respond. But the Eagles, well, they weren't looking to back down, especially not with Braden Exum leading the charge. A scorer with elite confidence and one of the smoothest jump shots in the league. Braden had turned this Eagle squad into one of the most dangerous teams in the whole conference. And he knew exactly what this game meant because rivalries don't just happen. They're built through moments like this. The gym was packed, students lined the walls, scouts filled the bleachers. And from the moment the ball went up, you could feel the energy in the building. The Razorbacks struck first. Luka wasted no time making his presence felt. A steal at midcourt, a sprint down the floor, and a thunderous dunk that sent the crowd into chaos. Statement made. But the Eagles, they kept answering. Braden Exum calmly dribbled, drew a foul, and kept getting himself to the line. A step back three from Luka, cash. Hard drives to the rim, refusing to be denied. For the rest of the half, neither team could pull away. Luka attacked the rim with power, finishing through defenders, drawing fouls, controlling the pace. But every time the Razorbacks looked ready to break the game open, Braden answered. Pull-up jumpers, transition threes, clutch buckets that kept the Eagles within striking distance. By halftime, the rivalry was living up to every bit of the hype. Midway through the third quarter, Braden Exum caught fire. A tough drive to the lane, then another, spin a layup through traffic. Suddenly, the Eagles had momentum. The Razorbacks' lead started to shrink. Luka and his senior leadership took over. He attacked the paint relentlessly, drawing defenders, creating open shots for teammates, and finishing plays through contact. Every possession felt like Luka was imposing his will on the game. But rivalries aren't decided easily, and the Eagles had one more answer. But on a night built for stars, Luka reminded everyone exactly why his name was rising across the basketball circles everywhere. A dominant performance, leadership in the biggest moments, and a rivalry game that fans will remember for years. But senior seasons don't last forever. Every game, every rivalry, every moment on that court was bringing Luka Navarro one step closer to the next chapter of his journey. And if this game proved anything, it's that Luka wasn't just chasing wins anymore. He was building a legacy. And just like Luka was striving to build his own legacy, you always know there's another young prospect who wants to build a legacy of their own. Gotta keep out an eye for this guy named Kostas Karagiannis. And Luka had heard of the kid before. Back when he played in Barcelona, there was a potential for them to meet up in the Euro Cup tournament, but unfortunately, Kostas' team ended up not making it far enough to where they could end up meeting each other. But word had it that this Costas kid could possibly be the biggest test that Luka had ever faced. Dude's apparently only 15 years old, but he's already standing at 7 feet tall. A lot of people have been comparing him to Giannis Antetokounmpo and Victor Wembanyama. So with those comparisons, I mean, I guess you could see why people have been saying this could be his biggest matchup yet, his toughest matchup yet. But hey, that's why the games are played. Luka had faced multiple different rivals up to this point, but many people were saying this Costas kid could be his biggest yet. I guess y'all gonna have to stick around and find out.